at AM and FM WCSR. Katie Cezat is our guest tonight for the Wednesday Sports Show, and her coach, Claudette Charney, is on her way in. She's out on Milnes Road and will be here in a couple of minutes. Katie, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Coach will be here in a couple of minutes, and then we're really going to have a different shift to the interview, but I'm going to talk to you before she rolls in. First of all, let's get this out of the way. You're going to graduate in a couple weeks.
Yes.
And an accounting degree.
Yes, accounting degree.
And you told me a few minutes ago that you're on track and you're not too stressed out right now.
Right. Just trying to enjoy my last weeks here.
That's different, man, than my experience, because I was sort of, I was doing my student teaching there at the end, and I had some exams that I actually had to pass and that kind of thing. You look way too cool and collected. You've got it all figured out, huh?
Yeah, luckily I lined up things so that I can kind of just breeze through these last couple of weeks here.
How tough is that as a full-time athlete? Because, you know, I was just a student. I didn't play sports, and I thought it was tough at Hillsdale College myself. With the commitment that you guys have to your varsity sport, that's got to be tough to fit it all in the 4-year period, isn't it?
It's very tough, but I think that once you learn it your freshman year, it's just easy, you know, and that's just the standard for the rest of your time. And I think that the time management skills that I've learned will really help me throughout my life and career.
For sure. I mean, no question about it. You've got a job offer waiting, you told me a couple months ago, and your dad reminded me of that when I saw him. I was talking to him about more basketball, and he said she's got a job offer in an accounting office. You've been interested in math and accounting for a long time?
I've been interested in business more than math. I ran like the school store at my school and was really always interested in economics and finance. And then once I got to college, I started going more towards accounting. And I come from a family of accountants, so I guess it was just a matter of time before I went that way.
Family of accountants, huh?
Yeah.
So what's this place where you have a job offer waiting for you?
It's a public accounting firm in Southfield, Clayton and McCurvey, and that's where I'll be working starting in September.
That's so cool. You got it all. You guys got the whole thing mapped out, and that works out great. We're talking to Katie Cezat, of course, the first-team All-American Division II college basketball player, GLIAC Player of the Year, female Detroit athlete, or female Michigan Athlete of the Year. We'll talk to her about that in a couple of minutes. And, you know, Coach Charney told me Monday on the phone that she needs a folder to keep all of your awards and that kind of stuff on. But whenever I bring that stuff up, and I've talked to you a couple of times prior, and when Coach tries to brag on you, I've never been able to get you to sort of praise yourself. You seem a little uncomfortable when people talk in these terms about you. Is that the case?
I'm very happy with what I've done, but obviously I was very devastated with the team's final loss. But to me, I was just doing, you know, what came naturally to me. So I wasn't doing anything crazy. So it just seems weird to be getting all these awards.
It's one thing that you see it from the Hillsdale College kids. Everybody's different, but a lot of humble kids that really talk a lot about team. Even when I interview the guys, even Tony, who's really flamboyant on the court, totally different player than you are. But whenever I'd try to interview him, it all went back to the coaching staff and the team. We were well prepared and that kind of thing. And for your squad, I mean, you really were a superstar, but you don't achieve the kind of a success you had without everybody really playing and having a good year.
Right. I mean, I never would have been able to do what I did without, you know, Katie Eckinger there giving me the ball and Brooke Knight, you know, getting past the backcourt pressure. So it really was a true team effort.
Oh, for sure. And you even started to see some help off the bench, and we'll talk about them a little bit later. Coach is in the house. You made it. You didn't drive too fast, did you, Coach?
No.
Coach Claudette Charney, you're both going to have to get you're going to share that mic. If you get nice and close to it, we can hear you well. How you doing, Coach?
Not too bad.
There's water out there in the cooler if you need a... Okay. We'll take a break in a minute. We're just talking about how, you know, Katie got all of the publicity for your team, and justifiably so. But you really had a lot of players this year who stepped up and had good seasons. And, you know, without the work that they did, you don't win a GLIAC tournament and have all the success that you had.
No, as you hear from, you know, when you listen to other players speak, and Katie talk, it was about team, certainly. I mean, certainly we ran a lot of things through Katie, but it was about a lot of different things. Having a good team means a lot of different things. Having good leadership, making sure things are done right. You know, the on the court stuff really sometimes is the easy part, and you know, they did a great job. I mean, the senior class was great, and yeah, I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I've kind of started at the end of her career, and we'll kind of work our way back to the beginning as we go, since we've got some time with Katie Cezat and Claudette Charney tonight, talking about the graduation process, talking about the job that she has lined up. Just as a person who works with these college athletes at a tough college like Hillsdale, where I graduated, I know how difficult it is. I was just telling Katie that, you know, I was challenged by the experience not playing a varsity sport. What's it like for these kids through the years, and you've coached for a long time at the college level, how do they become successful at balancing all of that's involved with being a college and a student athlete?
Well, I think it's a little overwhelming at first when they first get there. I mean, we try to spell it out for them and tell them, you know, this is how you should do this, and you know, make sure you understand your first semester or your freshman year is going to be the most difficult. And once they get through that, they figure out how to manage their time. And I heard Katie say that it is about time management, which it is. It's about routine, getting in a routine and making sure that you understand, you know, what needs to be done, and planning ahead, and not, you know, writing things down. And it really helps you get ready for the real world, I think. You know, if you can do this and play and be a part of you know, a great thing from varsity sports, any varsity sport, and you can manage your time and do well in the classroom, it speaks volumes for you. And when you leave here, not only can you put that on your resume, but you can also you're much more prepared, I think. Going out in the real world, the things that I remember were the things that I remember from the way my coach did things and the way we had to do things, and it was just easier. You know, you could attack things a little differently. You weren't as fearful of what was coming up. You were a little more prepared. You knew you were going to be busy, but, you know, we tell them that this is going to be the best 4 years of your life, and it is going to get a little more difficult, believe it or not. You know, when your job is on the line, deadlines, you know, whatever you have out there, whatever responsibilities you have, I think you're just going to be more prepared the more involved you can get when you're in college.
Eckert's probably listening, and his mantra to me always is, when he dies, he wants to come back as a college student. It really is a great time in life. But, you know, she was describing what you do from the beginning of school on. I mean, you think, well, basketball doesn't start until November, but they're doing training pretty much the entire year, aren't they?
Yeah, it starts as soon as they get to school, and at Hillsdale, what I find that I think that the college student needs the experience also, and I think that they need the summer. I'm not a proponent of doing it 12 months a year. I do think that they need a break away from it, and Hillsdale, you know, offers 2-3 week summer sessions. Some of our players get involved in taking a summer class once in a while. It's not mandatory. Mm-hmm. And I think those are good things. I think they need May, June, and July, and part of August to recover and to have the free time to work, to do whatever, and get prepared. The players that are serious prepare on their own. And they do, you know, our summer workouts and whatever. But when they get back to school, it's 2 weeks, and here we go. We start lifting, we start conditioning, we start, you know, doing the things 8 hours a week that we're allowed to do, and they get going with it. But the good teams are very serious about it.
Talking with All-American Katie Cezat and the fine coach of the Hillsdale College Chargers, Claudette Charney, on WCSR's Wednesday Night Sports Show. A reminder that next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, the sports show, we have Rick Arsenault in from 9 to 9:45, previewing the Tigers at Anaheim. We want you to join us for that. Katie Cezat, let's go back to your freshman year. Now, some of this is ground we've already covered, but we can go in a little depth now that I've got you here, and she's not your coach so much anymore, so you can be honest. Your freshman year, you're a wonderful, successful high school athlete. You come to this college. First off, tell our listeners why Hillsdale College. What sold you to join onto this program from the beginning?
Um,